that don't know. Get the soundboard popping. Soundboard. That's right. Sick of the sucker shit. Y'all dudes is really out here pretending to be fans of guys that either have not boxed in 2 years or they don't never be in a fight that anybody care about because you such a big fucking boxing fan. You making this man whole career, 14-year career, about 2 guys. I'll be right back. Because my wife, for some reason, don't want to use her key. How long has Demetrius Andrade been a professional boxer? That his entire career seems to revolve around 2 fucking fighters. How long? If you say anything about Andrade, oh, he tried to fight Canelo. Why didn't Triple G? Why didn't Triple G? Why didn't he fight Lara? Why didn't he fight Karabov? Why didn't he fight Charlo? Why didn't he fight Jacobs? Why didn't he fight Yanibek? Why didn't he fight Parker? Why? Why didn't he fight Lomachenko? Why? Why? It don't make sense. It don't make sense. It never does. Because the problem, shout out to my man Drew, happy Tarver KO or Jones anniversary. You ain't had to do that. You know Roy is my man. You ain't got to do that to me. The logic that they apply to Canelo, this is why these arguments never work. Because you play with one set of rules for Canelo, and then you don't apply them rules to the dude that you hyping up. That's why it don't work. You can't tell me that Canelo did something wrong because of this one guy with no resume that he didn't fight when he fought these other guys that did have resumes, that was champions, all right? It don't make sense. Y'all acting like it's something special about Andrade. When there is, I could tell, you know that Andrade done been knocked down more times than Billy Joe Saunders? That's a motherfucking fact. He been knocked down more times than Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders got a better resume than him. Way better. Unbeaten John Ryder. Unbeaten Chris Eubank Jr. Andy Lee for the WBO. He beat Lemieux when beating Lemieux meant something at middleweight. He beat Lemieux. He was the underdog in that fight. Y'all telling me that boxing don't matter because you supposedly such a big fan of Andrade? My motherfucking ass. You're not a fan of Andrade, man. Y'all motherfuckers is just hating on that redhead from Guadalajara. That's all that shit is. Shout out to my man, Mr. Calderon. It's like every time they talk about Andrade, they have a small violin playing in the background. Facts. Facts. Yo, this is entertainment. It's not charity. It's entertainment. Now, the weird thing is, up until recently, which was the last straw for me, because even I was making excuses for the dude, I said, it's okay if he don't fight Yanni Beck. Long as he fight Parker, it's all good. WBO interim. I get it. Ain't really no difference because it ain't like Yanni Beck name is ringing bells out here. It really ain't. But you didn't fight neither of them. You didn't fight neither of them. So you could turn around and poo-poo on Yanni Beck and try to shit on a John Ryder fight. Fam, John Ryder was willing to fight Zach Parker. What about you? You think they paid John Ryder some big old money to go over there and fight that man? No, he took a gamble that you didn't want to take. So when he get to check his bank account and that Canelo money is in there, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man Drew. Bums won't talk about Andrade during Loma versus Haney fight week. Aren't gonna buy that fight. His fans steal everything. What? That's right, you stealing, thieving motherfuckers. fire sticking motherfuckers, Cody motherfuckers. I don't steal, bro. I post my receipts. I am not you. I am not a bum. You are bums. I am not a bum. When I support a fighter, I support them in spirit and finance. I buy their fights because I am not a bum. Y'all motherfuckers bums. Sitting there talking shit about fucking this fight and that fight, knowing you just gonna Cody that shit anyway. Bum ass motherfuckers. Tired of that shit. Stop bothering me with this guy.
We keep having these same conversations. Motherfuckers talking about they want the Smittle because they want to debate moi. It's an open channel tonight. Y'all can jump on. I will cook y'all with marshmallows and hot dogs, motherfuckers. Not playing tonight. About to open up the chat to the panel. Ow! Got my Rolly voice rocking. I'm Rolly, WBA champion of the world. You know what I'm saying? I'm on my patty.
On my petty. Because motherfuckers love arguing with me for some reason. I really do be in my lane. That's the crazy shit. That I don't actually go out of my way to discuss nothing with nobody. I post my shit on Twitter.
What's goody, Jules?
Ain't shit, yo.
What's up, IQ?
Nah, it's same shit. Shitting on Andre today.
What's up, fellas?
What's the
Andre.
Andrade? Is that still a thing? Isn't that
that's like a different type of tire you could put on your truck. Demetrius Andre tires. It's like a different type of tire. I'm sick of the sucker shit. I am, because these is grown men that's pretending to be fans of a boxer. They don't watch. If Andrade had all these fans, then he wouldn't have these problems. Y'all not fans of that guy. Stop playing with me. Y'all not fans of that guy. Fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all just hate that little redhead man. That's all that shit is.
For real, bro. They don't like that. They don't like Canelo, bro. If there was enough fans that were clamoring for that fight would be made.
It would have got made.
It would have got made years ago.
Hiding in
But
the
you confusing being irrelevant with being avoided. That's not the same thing. It's not that you being avoided, it's that you irrelevant. He fought Danny Jacobs, who was more relevant at the time than you up until that. Danny Jacobs had given Gennady Golovkin the hardest fight of his career, right? Canelo beat him, made it look easy.
And Andrade doesn't even fight a champ. Think about this. 22 years ago today, Michael Moore fought Burt Cooper. Andrade has nothing on his resume even close to that.
Fam, Andrade is like a 14-year pro that don't have a signature fight, that never beat a champion to be a champion. He didn't. And they try to relegate his whole career to two names. Oh, so you telling me that this man who's been a pro for 14 years, right? Something like that. You telling me it's Golovkin's fault that he ain't fought shit. It's Canelo's fault that he ain't fought shit. What about this long list of motherfuckers he didn't want to give him the time of day? His problem is he thought he was too good for them. And the universe said, "Oh, you're not."
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. You gotta, at this point, you gotta give Benavidez a little bit of credit because he saw that he wasn't going well with the Canelo sweepstakes, and he at least stepped up and fought Caleb Plant. Charlo and these other guys, they still haven't done anything. Like, what's going on, Andre? Come on, man.
I can't. What am I gonna give David credit for fighting a guy that he should have fought when he was unified? I don't give none of them dudes credit.
Well, no, it wasn't just David that stepped up. I mean, Plant also made the fight happen too.
But see, this is the thing. The reason that I cannot give David the credit that I should be able to give him for that fight. You know why? His fans don't give Canelo credit for doing it first and doing it better. If you're not going to give Canelo credit for knocking that motherfucker out, then I ain't going to give David no credit for going to the cards.
Yeah,
Fellas, this is how watered down the game is, dog. Y'all, y'all, people are giving fighters credit for doing shit fighters are supposed to do.
I know.
Like David should have fought. David should have fought Caleb when they both had the belts and there was a bigger budget and would have been on regular Showtime and would have been better. Exactly. You give me a pay-per-view. You can't give credit for a pay-per-view.
In 2019, Caleb wanted that fight. That's before the pandemic. That's before everybody got hit in the pocket. That's before all of that. So the ideal time to do that was in 2019 when you had a belt, he had a belt, there was no pandemic, nobody was in a bubble. But what did Samson say in 2019? No, we want to wait. All right, motherfucker. Hey.
Fuck around. We said we want to marinate the fight.
You couldn't.
You have to have two fights. And he found out.
To be fair, you couldn't put Andrade on pay-per-view in any fight, to be honest. Like, outside of Canelo, really, you can't put him on pay-per-view. His shit is like, an Andrade fight is like getting a loaf of fruitcake for Christmas. Like, get this shit the fuck out of here, yo.
You fucking Julio with these analogies.
Nah, and you know, but it's the truth, because I thought about it like if you open up a gift and it's a pack of socks, but I'm like, nah, I'll be excited to get new socks. So like I don't be excited about Andrade fights, bro.
Demetrius Andrade is like one-ply toilet paper, bro. Yeah, I'd rather just wait till I get home. Nah, dog, you get listen, that one-ply toilet paper will burn your shit up and fucking give you fucking ass rash.
That's like wiping your ass with a loose leaf, bro. Like taking that shit right out the binder. And just
that's Demetrius Andrade's career.
You know what I'm saying? And look, the shit is, I don't want this to get lost, that it's not so much Andrade, but the people that pretend to support him. That it's like, yo, fam, don't waste, go make a channel about that shit or something, right? Or go like write an essay or tell an AI to write an essay. Hell, tell the AI to give Andre some financial advice, all right? Do something. Don't argue with me and pretend to me that you a fan of this guy. Ain't no motherfucking way you a fan of this sport and I'm an Andre fan. For what? The fuck he do?
The same people supporting Andre Drews are the same ones saying, why the fuck did Regis sign with Matchroom? Fucking
exactly. Stupid motherfuckers. Shout out to my man, Real Talk. Hey, fam, you still owe me a prediction for Saturday. It's coming, bro. It's coming. Will said, I just realized Benavidez versus Plant was a pay-per-view with no belt on the line, but Rolly versus Barroso was free with a vacant belt. Kind of shows their priorities. Yeah.
So that was the super belt, or was that
that was the real belt. That was the real belt.
There were conflicting reports. Like Boxing Scene had it advertised as interim, and then later on somebody else said it was the world title, so it was like conflicting,
No, Like at the last minute, they announced that it was going to be for the full belt. It's true that it was the interim at first, but everybody had already assumed, the real belt is going to be on the line. And then at the last minute, I want to say maybe 2 days or a day before the fight, they announced that it would be for the full belt. So look, he is a full champion, but nobody respect you, bro. And that's another thing we need to talk about. That it's like, yo, Showtime, like y'all bugging, because y'all know why y'all doing all that. We all do. And it's like, the reason it's not going to work is because we saw you rob that old man. Nobody respect Rolly as no champion. What is you talking about?
Of course not. But that was the plan. They were never going to give that title to the old man anyway. I mean, that's their plan. Give it to Rolly, and then he's either going to fight Ryan and lose to Ryan, and then Tank fights Ryan again and beats him and takes the title, or he's going to rematch with Rolly. I mean, Rolly's going to rematch with Tank again. Tank beats him. Either way, Tank's going to end up with the title.
Everybody already know that you can't turn Rolly by himself. You can't turn him into a draw. Like the dude is like he's mildly retarded. You can't turn
mildly.
I'm being nice because I'm being nice.
Yeah, Jules is being nice, man.
Being nice.
Scotch bonnet is mild.
Bro, let me just say, Jules, look how badly they had to rob him. At least I think they expected Rolly to at least appoint him or at least knock him down genuinely. But
he
how
was getting
bad
his
was
ass
that?
They thought the wild shit is they made that fight. I know it. They made that thinking, oh, Rolly will beat this old guy. He ain't fought in a minute and he 40. And he's literally losing to the guy.
Bro.
The last punch that landed. The last punch that landed in the sequence, the actual last punch that landed was a right hook from Barroso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, didn't I tell you about that? Didn't I tell you about? Hold on. Didn't I tell you about that Home Depot day laborer's strength? Barroso showed you.
Shout out to the socialism strength.
Socialism strength. I did say that shit.
It's them hard time strength. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Yo, I could have sworn it was the sweat that was getting knocked out of Rolly's head, man. I mean, this fight was a layup. Showtime and the WBA are fucking shameless about this fight. Like, I don't know if y'all knew about this, but like, yo, HBO pulled the plug on a fight between I think it was Sebastian Civic versus Sergio Martinez. It was up for a vacant title in 2010, and they approved it. They scrapped that fight for Chavez Jr. because they wanted to turn him into a draw. Son of a legend, right?
I remember that.
So you know that they could pull strings, bro. If the WBC can let Conor Ben go, do approve of him, to fight whatever. They could pull strings, man. I don't even know why Peyo was suspended like that or made championship in recess. And man, I said it
from the beginning, fam. Like they got Puello out the way. You want to be real? It's simple. Puello would have won. If you look 100%. At Puello fight, if you look at how Puello fight, it's like, nah, man, Rolly ain't gonna win that one. We need Rolly. We need Rolly to win this fight, so we can't put him in there against Puello. And Drew, you've heard me say this many times. I don't believe that VADA is an anti-doping, at least in the sport, right? What I believe their real function is weaponized drug testing, meaning at any given time, the results will be used against you because the truth is that most of the sport is doping. If you want to sit there and be boo-boo the fucking fool while guys keep testing hot, you do that. What I see is, not only is most of these guys on something, most of these guys know it. Ain't dumb.
Rolly's definitely a dope. I know he tests positive.
Test positive for?
We have one hope. We have one fucking hope. And my man from England, from London, needs to go down there and knock the shit out of Rolly. Bro, O'Hara Davis better go in there and fuck him up.
Answers, bro. Shout out to O'Hara Davies. Might reach out for an interview.
Bro, he's playing smart. Let me just say this.
No. Hey, shut the fuck up. Now, I might reach out to O'Hara. Not because I think he's going to get the fight, because I know that he's not. I'm trying to make waves and get them negative attention. I need some good sound bites from O'Hara Davies. I might literally reach out like, yo, man, come to my shit. Let's talk about this shit. What you about to do to get this
Jules, and you should advise him if he gets that Rolly fight, if by God he gets that Rolly fight and he wins, he better go to Eddie Hearn to make some paper.
But him and Eddie don't get along, right? You know that him and Eddie don't get along, right?
Yeah, but recently they have.
I seen they had like an old beef or some shit like that.
Yeah, they had a beef ages ago, but recently, apparently Eddie Hearn saw him when he was going to see his daughter in Brentford boxing fight, and they met and they spoke regularly. So if he wins, becomes a 140 champion, bro, there's nowhere else to go. Regis is at Mac team.
Sign him, Eddie. Sign him.
In some ways, O'Hara was like the British Rolly at one point, where he was just like this loud mouth.
Nah, bro.
He was a British Rolly. And then he said
he was the British Rolly, B.
Yeah, don't you remember?
Nah,
Like
he
he
was
was
like the
That's
talking a
British
whole
rude,
lot of
though.
Broner. He was
shit.
like the British Broner. He had heavy hands
Well,
and he
one
could
like
hit.
kind of, but he didn't have like Broner at least had some kind of pedigree. Like O'Hara came out of nowhere, he's talking a lot of shit, and then Josh Taylor beat the shit out of him, and
Yeah,
that was
that's what
kind
I
of
Yeah,
remember. I
I
remember Josh
remember
Taylor
that. I
fucked
remember
him
that.
up.
Damn, that's called a
Yeah,
British
I
Are you
remember
ruling.
that.
are you gonna? I know you didn't
It was like
touch on it. Are you gonna
Maidana.
do
It
a
was like
segment?
Maidana exposed Broner. It
Are
was
you
the
gonna do
same
a
shit.
segment on the Dubois BS with the
I
first
already
beat
did
down?
it. Listen. Don't mention that shit because that episode is literally already done, and I'm gonna upload it after this live is over. I did the whole episode, all the shit. So I ain't even gonna talk about it on this live.
But dude, you
I
called it
really,
though.
I
And let me just
know.
say this: you called it already. You knew this was going to be the plan because Tyson Fury doesn't have a dancing partner. Apparently,
Like I
Andy
said,
Ruiz
I'm
asked.
not going, bro. I'm not going into the shit. You got to watch the episode now.
Look at
Ebo
this super
Sosa.
chat, man.
Shout out to my man Ebo Sosa. I'd rather watch a turd decompose in slow motion than watch another Rolly fight.
But
Some real
dude,
But
shit.
that's literally what that is shit decomposing.
Listen,
bro,
I
let me just
said
say
it.
this, Jules. Let me just sorry, I don't want to put in. Sporting Icons is a fucking legend because he did a video and bro, he the way he said it is literally dug a knife in Tyson Fury's chest. He goes to Andy Ruiz. You asked for 12 to $15 million. Are you crazy? It's Tyson Fury you're talking about. You're not talking about Anthony Joshua. You're not talking about Canelo. But that was funny as hell. And he did it on a sly way to have a dig at Tyson Fury. That was
Nah,
good.
listen. This is the thing, right? And when it come to Andy, I don't know what Andy is thinking because now you kind of really fucked up. Like I don't want to get into the Dubois thing because, like I said, I get into all of that in the episode. But it's like, fam, what the fuck are your prospects? What are your options? All right, he's giving you a title shot. You not gonna come back to America and make a bunch of money. You not. With who? Ain't nobody over there. So he another one of these business guys by way of the PBC that you do business backwards, bro. You do. If this falls apart, what are you gonna do?
Man, Andy
And can I
Ruiz.
just say, Joe, I know you're not surprised that this fiasco with PBC and Queensberry is happening, right?
Bro, I just said I'm not gonna talk about that. I just said I'm not going to. I did an episode on that. I'm not going to talk about that. All I'm saying is, Andy, you was literally in, bro. You was in. You know, you don't really deserve a title shot neither. But Fury was willing to give you one.
Bro,
Now
I
what you
don't
gonna do?
I don't think he asked for 12 to 15 million, to be honest. It's fucking
I think
Tyson
he
Fury,
did.
bro.
No, I think he did
I
because,
think he probably asked about 6 to 7 million.
bro, because the guys don't understand. It's not you're not gonna get AJ money every time you get out. It's like they don't understand that, yo. The only reason you got what you got with like a Canelo, for example, it's not because of you, motherfucker. It's because of Canelo. Same with AJ. If Charles Martin goes over there, he gets $7 million. The fuck you think? That's because it's you? No, it's because he can afford it, motherfucker. Not because of you.
But even if he could, like even if Fury could generate that type of money, Andy's not good for 6 or 7 million. People were interested in him because they wanted to see the rematch with AJ. Like he hasn't done shit since then.
Ain't done shit. Absolutely nothing. All you did was Chris, literally, since that fight. Chris Areola, Luis Ortiz.
He got some new tattoos.
Yeah, he did get them tattoo disgusting ass shit. It's like,
He got fat
fam, like
again.
all these guys, like a lot of these guys, you know what? We can't even put it on them. I guess we have to put it on their managers because it's up to them to make those decisions and to help the fighter make an informed decision. And it's like, what the fuck are y'all thinking? Y'all thought y'all going to go to the UK and get 12 mil? What y'all smoking? What y'all smoking? When you got that money because it's AJ, and it's kind of like the perception that we on the panel know the money man at heavyweight, fuck them belts. The money man at heavyweight is AJ. It's always been AJ. That motherfucker changed your life. It had you set for life. It ain't Fury. Drew, how long I've been saying the money man at heavyweight ain't Fury? Because a lot of people don't fuck with you like that. You confusing a commercially viable fight with a commercially viable fighter. You're not a commercially viable fighter. That was just a commercially viable fight. Them fights with Wilder. Same with Wilder. You got out there by yourself.
Conor McGregor.
Bro, what's good with your mic?
What?
He's traveling.
Yeah, like you got what's like Wilder got out there by himself. Where was his adoring public? Where were they? Fire sticking, like I fucking said. Y'all bum motherfuckers don't buy shit. Y'all sitting there talking about buys that come from other people's fan base. That's what killed me. If that fucking Gervonta Davis fight did that, it's not because of his fans. It's because of Ryan's. But y'all trying to take credit for Ryan's fans. Because you about to get out there, Gervonta. You about to at the end of this year. And I bet you it ain't going to come close to what you did with Ryan. So whose buys were those? Really? Fuck out my face.
I've been trying to say it. He's going to come back. He going to do the rematch from Rolly. He's going to come back maybe 400,000 buys. And they're going to realize.
If that.
I don't even know who's interested in that, though.
Yeah.
The shit is that Rolly. The shit is. Listen, Hayam. The shit is that. Because Rolly won the way that he won, now motherfuckers really not going to want to buy.
I ain't going to lie. But
bro, they could have just fucking put that. Listen, they could have put that positive test in the fucking trash bin. Let Tank claim another Dominican on his record, and that's it.
Nah, because the thing is that Puello is a mover, puncher, southpaw, and a legitimate 140. They don't want to put it's. I'm not even gonna bullshit like, oh, Tank stands no chance. I'm just saying they don't want to put him in real fights. That if it's a fight, they don't want him in a fight. The Puello guy is good enough that it'll be a fight. It'll be a fight.
Jules, he clearly showed.
Well, you know they got to nerf him, right? With the rehydration clause, right? Because he a bigger dude, right?
I mean, he probably could have hit him with that, but the thing with Gervonta is he's like one of the few guys they got. They're not gonna put him in no situation that has the potential to go sideways. They not, bro. Like, ain't no way.
That's why they have insurances, man. There's caveats when you sign up to a Tank fight. You got to know there's caveats, bro. And they're willing to cut corners, man. That's how they are. It's for him.
But you also look,
competition got to be nerfed.
It was a real fight with Isaac Cruz. I mean, come on, you know.
Listen. Yeah, but those were circumstances that were not orchestrated by them. Don't you see? You're right.
It was a replacement.
That was a real fight. Yeah, now, why was it a real fight? Because Rolly out here sending bitches dick pics and being greasy and acting weird around bitches, so he couldn't fight. See, what happened with Puello, I wholeheartedly 100% believe that was orchestrated. What happened 100%. With Rolly, that was not orchestrated. You got in trouble with the law, but we don't want to call the show off, so we got to use somebody. All right, fuck it. Use Isaac. And they did. And what happened to the knockouts, guys? What happened?
I went away real quick.
Jules, it's simple, bro. Look, Tank, fucking Rolly went, and he was winning 6 rounds, and he was up on the cards against Tank. And look what Ismael Barroso did to him.
Exactly. Like that dude, that Showtime is trying to tell me and you that this guy is a champion is like, really, fam? We supposed to take that guy serious. We supposed to take that stoppage serious. And there's people out there that are still willing to defend Showtime. By all means, go ahead, bro. All I know is the first and only Gervonta Davis pay-per-view I ever bought was the one with Ryan. I'm pretty sure there were a lot of people just like me, and they won't be there. They won't be there in the fall. I promise. You better fight somebody.
Look into your globe. Well, look into your globe. Imagine this show, Rolly versus Barroso, was under Matchroom, under Eddie Hearn's show. What would have happened to Eddie Hearn?
Bro, they would have crucified. If that stoppage happened on a... The weirdest thing is, literally, if that stoppage happened on a Matchroom show, they would try to burn Eddie Hearn and the whole establishment at the stake. But it happens on a PBC show, and we gonna act. We supposed to act like we don't know. Y'all set it up for that to happen. Y'all set it up for that to happen. It's fucking obvious.
Look, they could have robbed Usyk easily. If not the first time, second time, 100% they could have robbed him in Saudi.
They could have robbed Bivol. They could have robbed Usyk. They didn't. They could have robbed the both of them. And
they're
who
about
would
to
have
rob Bevo.
if they would have, I'm gonna be real with you. If they would have, I wouldn't have gave a shit. Motherfucker. Life's a bitch, then you die. It ain't fair. So why should I be? Fuck that. A-side motherfucker.
Rolly ain't fucking Anthony Joshua, bro. If they did it for Anthony Joshua, we would understand.
Nah, but look,
it would have been a bigger point.
But you make a valid point that the A-side fighters, the guys that are actually worth a lot of money, they don't get the kind of chicanery that a Rolly Romero gets at the PBC. Like, that shit was ridiculous. Yeah, that shit was ridiculous, fam. Y'all need to go that far to get this guy a W in front of everyone. Nobody think that stoppage was legit. So if the plan is, we're going to put Rolly back in with Tank, which I'm pretty sure that's the plan. If it's not next, it's for after next. If it's not next, all right? He's part of that picture. And I'm just telling you, nobody's going to buy that shit.
Rolly called out Ryan Garcia, and Ryan Garcia should take that fight then. If it's actually a genuine offer.
This is the problem. There is no parallel universe. There is no planet in this universe where Rolly is the A-side to Ryan. It's not. So unless you about to go to the zone, unless you about to do that, it don't go down. And I know you're not about to go to the zone. See, I'm not against Rolly fighting Ryan. I'm actually not against that. But I just know what y'all do. Y'all really sitting here pretending that Rolly is like really something. He ain't shit. That kid is garbage. Fuck is y'all talking about? He got a gift with Mourinho.
Why they should have stripped the fight, man. They should have scrapped that fight.
Shit is stupid, bruh. And y'all really trying to sell this guy as something. I'm telling you, the only way the Ryan Garcia fight happens, you better go to the zone. I don't know that Oscar and Ryan and all of them is going to be like, yeah, let's go back to Showtime. Nah, you not the A-side to me. That was with Javante. You not Javante. You got a belt. I don't give a fuck. I don't care about belts. Ain't Ryan the one that said that? Belts don't matter.
No.
You right, because Rolly got one. Rolly got one. No, he don't fucking matter. Shout out to D. Will Ortiz standing on this happened for real this time. Man, I just hope that shit ain't another version. I hope that's not the welterweight version of Martinez versus Arroyo. Because I get that vibe from that shit. They're like, every time y'all try to make this fight, first he had appendicitis, then he got rhabdomyolysis. If this happens for a third time, bruh, I don't know, man. Bullshit. Now, we got the super fight this week, gentlemen. We got Lomachenko. Very exciting. We got Katie Taylor versus Chantel Cameron. I'm very nervous. Very nervous.
Weekend ahead, bro.
It's a great weekend. I'm going to be live for both of those fights. I am going to be live for both of those fights. And, I honestly don't know. That's why those two fights are good, though. Because the answer is not obvious. It's not obvious that Katie will win. Some people think she's going to lose. Michael thinks she's going to lose. A lot of people think she's going to lose. With Haney and Lomachenko, it's the same shit. You ask some people, they think Devin going to do it. You ask other people, they think Loma going to do it. So this is a real weekend of fights.
Tell us what you think, bro. Go.
I'm gonna do my homework all week to really decide if I think Chantel about to upset the apple cart or if Katie is still too good. Because it's like motherfuckers don't know this shit, right? Here's an example. Terry Harper and Natasha Jonas had a great war, right? They had a great war. That their fight was exciting. You could argue it was definitely a draw, right? Very great fight. But Katie handled Tasha mad easy. She did. She handled her easy. Now, Katie Taylor fought Jessica McCaskill. You could definitely make the case that Katie handled Jessica way easier than Cecilia Brækhus. Yeah. Cecilia's bigger than Katie, but not better than Katie. Katie handled that. And you can make that argument also for Leonard Datu, who beat Alicia Baumgartner. Katie fought her, and Katie beat her. And she made it look simple. Whereas when Alicia fought her the first time, she was very flustered. So I'm just thinking about that, and I'm like, sometimes when a fight is good, you don't really realize how good they are until you compare them with other fighters. They're like, well, you struggled, and you struggled, and you struggled. The Vivian Openoff that knocked out Natasha Jonas, Katie Taylor was fucking her up, all in her shit. So it's like, I think about that. They're like, yeah, Katie looked human with Amanda Serrano. Yeah, with some, like you gonna look human. You know what I mean? But everybody ain't Amanda. You know, shout out to Amanda Serrano, wherever you are. I know you moved to Puerto Rico. My favorite featherweight in the world, Amanda Serrano, motherfuckers. Right? And, you know, we got a real weekend of fights, which is more than we can say for the last weekend, because it was a bunch of foregone conclusion fights. Yanni Beck versus Butler, foregone conclusion. I didn't even do a breakdown. I just kept saying it in passing, bro. That dude is gonna get knocked the fuck out. That's what's gonna happen. There's your breakdown.
Dude, He's gonna get knocked out about that. The ref was supposed to call it off after he went down that one time, and I don't know why he didn't. Dude, he was standing up, wobbling on Queer Street, didn't know where he was. The ref is hitting him with the back of his hand, trying to wake him up so he can continue. And I'm like, going,
the weird shit is
Jack Reese and Tony Weeks should have traded places.
Honestly, yes. Honestly, that would have been ideal. To like, yo, dog, that dude legs wasn't under him after the first knockdown. After the first one, he was wobbly and shit. And Jack was doing, I think it was some funny business there, because Jack was doing this shit where he'll push the guy and he won't look. Every time he pushed him, he wouldn't look. And Stephen Butler will literally end up on the ropes because his legs is not under him. And Jack is not looking.
Everybody in the crowd was screaming at the ref to stop the fight. Like everybody was. The whole freaking stadium. And he went and let him happen anyway. And dude got jacked up again. And we're just like all pissed off. It was bad.
I wish the refs were swapped. The Rolly fight and Yanni Beck fight. I wish the ref was swapped. It would have been better.
Fuck around and Jack Reese would have given him the slowest count ever.
For real. But hey, Jack Reese is this era Steve Smoger, I guess, right? That he want a motherfucker to die in there, I guess. Shit. Now I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette. I'll be right back. Y'all motherfuckers hold it down.
He's going for a smoke break. What's next?
You know what fight? You guys know what fight really stunk at that card though? The Jason Maloney fight.
But he broke his hand, so whatever.
Yeah,
it was like a
9 rounds when a broken hand.
Did he break his hand?
Like
fourth round.
Yeah, it was
the whole. I can tell you this: the whole entire stadium, everybody in the stadium was booing him and yelling, "You suck, you suck." The whole thing.
I was booing him, bro, while I was at home, bro. I was like, God damn.
Listen, this is just the standard. Look at last week. Look at Top Rank's card. Look at fucking PBC's card, and now look at this week at Eddie Hearn's card, bro.
Is that fight going to be at 140 or 135?
Which one?
Which fight?
Chantel Cameron versus Katie. 140? All right.
No, the 135 because she's undisputed at 135.
No, she's fighting at Cameron's weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's going for Cameron's belts at 140, right?
Ooh, interesting.
She's coming up. She's on some gangster shit. But I think
she's doing what Canelo did.
Yeah, I think she should be allowed to retire after this fight. I think if she make it out of this fight, that should be it. I think if she doesn't make it out of this, like if she passes this fight and she keeps going on, I think it's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah,
I want to be stingy. Yeah, I want to be stingy and greedy. I want to see the Serrano fight thing rematch.
She's got,
and then after that, I want to see Baumgartner.
September. Well, not September, but probably in December.
That's what I need, bro. Those 2 fights, and then she can retire, bro, happily.
Nah, I just don't want Baumgartner to catch her.
But don't remember, guys, it's about the money also. These girls are not winning. Even the undisputed champion is not winning the kind of money a man wins. So, in that sense, she needs those fights.
Can I ask, what belts are they fighting for at 140 then? What belts does Chantel Cameron has?
She's undisputed, isn't she?
Oh,
yeah.
Is she undisputed?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah, she's undisputed.
Hey, man. And I'm getting even more worried now.
I mean, it's going to be a great fight either way, but man.
You know, they could have fought for double undisputed if they had the fight at 135.
Bullshit.
No?
Nah, fuck that. You win the belts that you can win on the way you're fighting. That's it. Double undisputed. Fuck that.
Hey, you have to make history, bro. Look, she really made history. Okay, Leo, I'm just
I don't think
suggesting.
Cameron could make 135, though, could she?
Yeah, that's
Is
not
she
fair.
big for her weight?
Yeah, I think she's got generous dimensions for her weight, so I don't know if she would be able to make 135.
Generous dimensions. She's
Hey, guys, real quick, I know this is a bit off topic.
Well, I do consider her top heavy.
Okay.
All right, bro.
As Jules would say, look at her titties.
She signed a top rank.
What's it called? I know it's a bit off topic.
Top rank heavy boxing.
Did you guys see what's it called? Do you guys realize something that Rolly for a minute he was talking about how boring like Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney were?
Oh,
and
whatever.
Then when he went against Barroso. Wait though. But then he goes into a fight with this old 40-year-old man, and he fights like Rigo for like 9 rounds.
Bro, you're telling me the sky is blue. I agree, it's boring, bro.
Like,
and I mean, I got a better thing to say. Is Katie Taylor the best woman boxer in history?
One of them. I'm not going to say the best, but definitely one of them. She's up there in the running with a couple others.
It's not a controversial opinion.
Her resume is one of the best, bro. I think the best. Let's be fair. There's more depth at 135, at 140. You know what I mean? There's more.
If we're talking about the most accomplished, yeah, and I think that makes the argument for her. But if we're talking about performance, skills, talent, I
call her. You know, I never make any comparison to Muhammad Ali, but when it comes to the women's, I think she's the Muhammad Ali of women's boxing in this era. But she's fighting everyone, bro. She's fighting
the best in this era, but
she could have easily taken an easy fight. Okay,
she's the best in the era,
let me have a nice easy fight.
She hasn't transcended.
And after that, we do it again. But no, and this is
I'll tell you what.
All credit to Eddie Hearn as well, bro. He's putting in them in hard fights.
Women's boxing started in 1986, so it's been 36 years since it started professionally. Okay, so let the decades build up, and let's see who There's still more to women's boxing that needs to be learned. You know,
but in the meanwhile, in the
young history of boxing, yes, she's the best.
She's on the Mount Rushmore. There's other ladies too.
Yeah, it's other ladies like on my Mount Rushmore, of women's boxing. You gotta have Cecilia Brækhus on there. You gotta have Katie, Amanda Serrano, and Clarissa Shields.
Yeah,
I got her on there.
What about the old guard, Jules? Like the founding mothers.
See, I respect the founding mothers like Christy Martin, Lucia Riker, Regina Halmick. Ann Wolf, see, this is the thing. Ann Wolf was dope. It's not that Ann Wolf wasn't dope. The problem is that the people that claim she's dope, they don't know shit about her. What they seen was that one knockout with Vonda Ward that went viral later on when the internet became popular. That's all they know. That's it. What they don't know is that were you thinking that Ann Wolf is this huge puncher that would knock out all the girls today? Or she couldn't knock out, what's this lady named? Mahfoud. Layla Ali cleaned her motherfucking clock. Layla was a bigger puncher than her. Layla was a bigger puncher than Ann Wolf. You know what I mean? I know that there's a gimmick aspect, sort of, because it was the daughter of Ali, and they did use that marketing angle. But for my money, Layla Ali was a way bigger puncher than Ann Wolf.
What about Lucia Riker?
Lucia Riker was good, but the indictment on her isn't her power. The indictment on her is that I think she didn't fight, which would have progressed the sport. She didn't fight Holly Holm. Holly Holm also, honorable mention. I kind of want to put her on the Mount Rushmore now that I think about it, because she has
Yeah,
some real.
I think
She's on the
some
Mount
real
Rushmore.
motherfucking fight.
She's in the Mount Rushmore.
with Holly Holmes, Jules.
She did
She's in a
kickboxing and
class.
fucking MMA
Holly Holmes
too.
in a class of her own because she dominated 2 combat sports.
Yeah, how many people could say? And the shit with Holly that is unique is, it's not like, who's the dude that he played baseball and football? Was it Bo Jackson?
Bo Jackson and Dion.
Yeah.
And Dion Sanders. I knew Dion did the shit. I was trying
Prime
to find
time.
Prime time.
Did you say Deion
Sanders? Bro, I watch a lot of boxing, bro. What you want? Billy Joe Saunders, Deion Sanders,
Boy,
Deion
that's
Sanders.
dementia, bro.
Yo, fuck y'all.
Let the motherfucker get to his point.
Shout out to the old motherfuckers in the building, like me.
Hey, Mirage, shut the fuck up.
Now, this is the shit.
Damn.
When Holly did what she did, it literally was at the highest levels of both sports. It's not that I did it and I did it. It's like, yo, she really took on the motherfucking one, Ronda motherfucking Rousey, unbeaten at the time. Nobody gave Holly a chance except me, and the Facebook post is still up. I said, she's going to beat her. She's going to beat her. The way that she fought as a boxer, it translates into MMA. See, if you a come forward fighter, that might not translate. But if you use the ring, believe it or not, if you a lateral movement, stick and move, stay on the outside, stay behind the jab, that shit translates. And if you watch how Holly boxed and you watch how she fought Ronda, it's the same shit. It's just with kicks.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. Holly,
one at a time, fellas. Y'all keep interrupting each other. Julio, go ahead.
Her boxing opened up the kick. And if you ever watched Ronda Rousey fight, you would know that her boxing was fucking garbage. Go watch her hit pads. She's fucking terrible. So Holly Holmes' boxing did open up that kick. So of course Mirage doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Well,
you seen that shit?
Wasn't
you seen
Holly,
the shadow? You seen her shadow boxing, Drew? Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, atrocious. But wasn't Holly also a kickboxing champion too?
I don't know if I don't know at what level.
Yeah,
That's
I think
the
she
thing,
was.
because I don't know the federations that well to know if she was like up there.
Well, let me
I think
ask
it's
you guys
WBC
one
and
question. Let me ask you guys one question. Did any of you guys notice in the face-off before the fight with Ronda and Holly that Ronda was scared of Holly? Did you guys pick that up? Because I saw it.
Because Holly's stoic, man. I think that the ass whooping that she took against one of the biggest punches that women's boxing has ever seen, Sophie Ann Matisse, I think that ass whooping that she was able to go back and have that rematch, that shit makes you better. Like Holly is a competitor, which is why that's just one of my favorite athletes. Like, you didn't have to run it back with her. That bitch was trying to kill you out here.
Was that the fight where she got caught in the ropes and got knocked out?
Oh yeah, that was trying to kill her, bro.
That was fucked up, man. Because she was caught in the ropes and the bitch still hit her, man. I was kind of mad about that one. Man.
That was really the referee call too, because he should.
With Holly, Ronda was just like, oh shit, I can't intimidate her. The real time Ronda was scared when she looked Amanda Nunes in the eyes, and Amanda Nunes scared the fuck out of her.
Because Amanda Nunes looked like one of them Goombas from Super Mario, the mushroom shit. That's what Nunez looked like.
Holly looks like a
like I tell you, in a street fight, I think Amanda Nunes could beat Rolly's ass.
I think so too, though. I would pick Nunez.
She fucked Cyborg's ass up real quick, man.
No, that was crazy because she did fuck up Cyborg. I was not expecting that. And most people forget that leading into the Cyborg fight, Amanda Nunez was not no darling. She was not popular. For some reason, people didn't like Amanda. I remember that. I'm like, what's not to like? Like, she fight,
Amanda,
but she made the cardinal sin of beating up everybody that was popular.
That's true. And she fucked them up. She was fucking bitches up.
You got the dyke power.
I got a good comparison. Ronda Rousey, when she lost, bro, she went into a fucking hole that she never came out of from. And Tyson Fury is scared. I think he's seen that. Bro, he's going to get into such a hole, bro. I don't think he wants to come out.
Gina Carano, Holly Holm, it's the same. Like, Gina lost to Cyborg. And she just quit after that, after that one loss.
It wasn't that good.
Well, with Gina, I don't give her much try because she tried to fight the best girl, and I couldn't beat her. Okay, off to Hollywood.
Yeah, but how you? I know. I like on some business shit. I dig it. Like I do because look, she had success in Hollywood until she said that shit. It's like, that's why I be saying, man, keep that political shit to yourself.
Exactly.
Right? Just keep
But
it
at
to
least
yourself.
there's no bitch in Gina. She's like, fuck it, Cyborg's the top dog. Fuck it.
Yeah, like she not no punk. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why people feel the need to be outspoken about their politics or their religion when being outspoken is not where it counts. You know where it counts? In the voting booth.
Yep.
That's where it matters the most. It don't matter you putting it on Twitter or you putting it here. All you doing with that is putting a target on you. If you want to be effective, real G's, silence. I don't need to tell you who the fuck I'm gonna vote for. The fuck out of here. I might fucking put my own name on the ballot.
I might
You know what though? I think Ronda Rousey was smart to go to the WWE, man. She retired and found a way to make good money while doing it.
Yeah, I think it was smart. Yeah, I think it was smart of her too, because WWE is only growing. It's so much bigger now than when I was a kid. The Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Ultimate War, and it was big then, but now it's a.
It was better back then, dude. Honestly,
Attitude Era was peak though. Attitude Era was like peak.
Like let me just say this: the brand is bigger now, but the wrestlers back then were bigger. The names,
bro. This shit is like watching Teletubbies wrestle. Like this shit is lame.
Yeah, I don't watch
look at the names they had back then. Let
I
me
don't
just say
watch
this:
it at all.
Triple H.
It's in more outlets now, but at the height of the NWO Attitude Era, they was doing fucking Monday Night Football numbers.
But they still do good numbers, Drew. It's not like they don't. They
do consistent good numbers. But them at their height, them motherfuckers was beating Monday Night Football on the same night.
Motherfucking bad motherfuckers. Let me read the super chat. Saludos to Ring IQ and panel. Shout out to a real G weekend of fights. People will be talking about it for the right reasons. I got Katie and I got Haney. Ow! Shout out to my man M.A. Bustamante. We got another one down here. I got to get to. Let me see. Here you go. Shout out to my man Lalo Ese. Who do you feel like will ref for the Haney versus Loma fight in Nevada? I feel like it's Russell Mora. If it's Russell Mora, who does that favor is the question.
I'm hoping it's Ken Bayless, and he's on his Floyd Maidana 2 shit.
I'm hoping it's a neutral ref that'll just do the fight fairly, man.
Well, that's the other aspect of this fight that makes it so fascinating, that this is Devin Haney's final fight under this contract. Why would Top Rank want him to win and leave with the belts, right? So you say that maybe the promotion wants Loma to win, and that will influence the judges in the event of close rounds. But at the same time, if they cared that much about Loma, they would have gave him the Lopez fight, because that fight was closer than people let on. Yeah, in the first half, he wasn't doing nothing. But in that last half, he was getting in Lopez's ass, fam. Like, he was fucking him up.
And if I'm Top Rank, I'm going to get a referee that doesn't let Haney clinch.
I mean, shit, yeah, ideally. Do we know who the ref gonna be yet, though? I don't know who the ref gonna be.
But from what I heard, I had lunch with Steve Kim, and apparently Devin's already so shredded because he's been with Snack already. He's already shredded. Like, I'm like, this cut's gonna be brutal for him.
Yeah, I think. Like, I mean, it's hard not to agree. Like, bro, I feel like that dude, he should have moved up 2 fights ago. But at the same time, if he had, he wouldn't be undisputed. So you got to applaud that young man. It's not easy to make that weight, gentlemen. It's not easy for him to do that. That in and of itself is a sacrifice that was geared for what? For legacy. Like, yo, I ain't going to leave now. I want to be undisputed. He did that. Got to respect that. You know what I'm saying?
Jules, now, there's a big talk about Haney going, moving away from Top Rank. But if he goes to Matchroom, what do they have for him at 135? He's going to relinquish the belts anyways after if he wins.
Well, if he leaves,
unless he wants to stay
no. See, if he leaves and he goes to Matchroom, I would assume that he's going to go to 40. In fact, I feel like he's going to go to 40 anyway, because after you take care of Loma, what's really left? Like, what is left? Now, Bill and Devin, I don't think those 2 gentlemen are dumb. Y'all know Gervonta Davis not going to fight y'all. Why you going to waste time on that? Y'all know he not going to fight y'all. Y'all know that. The
only fight that they would want would be Shakur. That would be about it.
Yeah, but that's the other thing. Being real, I got respect for Bill and Devin, but I don't really think they want Shakur. I don't think they want that fight.
I don't want that fight to happen next.
Especially at 135.
Anyway,
We're not getting the best
Shakur
Devin Haney at
destroys
135, fellas.
So exactly, Drew. I don't want that because I want the best to fight the best and at the best weight, and Shakur has to move up.
If they could fight at cruiser, Shakur would wash him.
But it's starting to make sense.
But,
Like Joe said, everybody had an opinion about Regis going to 140 in Matchroom, and look what Eddie's doing at 140. It would only make sense for Devin to go there if he locks up Subriel too.
Well, the main thing is that they tried to act like there were guarantees at Top Rank for Regis when Julio said it first before anyone. The stable at Top Rank is top heavy. You know, it's a top heavy stable. Who are you really talking about? Teofimo and Ramirez. Yeah, like motherfuckers is really acting like Josh Taylor. Yeah, it's a guarantee that if Josh beats Teofimo, he will fight Regis. We don't know that. We don't even know if he gonna win. We don't know that. So if you Regis, nah, I'm not gonna get locked in to a long-term contract when I don't even know if these fights is gonna be there. I don't know if T.O. gonna fight me, but I'm gonna ink a long-term contract that lock me in to where I can't go no. Like, nah, why the fuck would I do that?
And let's say, Jules, let's say Devin does go to 140. There's plenty of fights for him. There's a Jack Catterall, Richardson Hitchens, before he even gets a title shot.
The shit is
Leon
that
Barrow.
Devin's first couple of fights at 140, I firmly believe that, look, there's going to be boo birds, but you need to eat that because you can't just dive right in with these guys that are up there. You need at least one or two ham and egg guys. I do believe that, like one or two Pablo Canoas, that they're formidable, but they're not top 10 or top 5 because it's nothing but killers up there, bro. The easiest belt is Rolly, but you're not getting that fight. You're not getting that fight. You know what I mean? So be real. That's the easiest belt to win. Other than that, you ain't beating Matias. You're not beating Prograis. And forget about, if Josh went with Josh and Lopez, it's so weird because I look at that, I'm like, yo, that's a big old question mark. Who knows what's going to happen in that shit? If Josh Taylor wins, the question then becomes, okay, what's he going to do now? What is he going to do? Where's he going to go? Who's he going to fight? What's his money fight beyond that fight?
He's been saying he's going to go to 147, but I'm like, for what, though? Like,
unless Josh Taylor retiring?
Unless that shit is like, he's risking his life continuing to fight at the division, like, I get it, but not sure.
I think after the Castro fight,
hear me out. I think the only fight for Josh, should he win and move up for big money, is Conor Benn.
Yeah, but that means he would have to go to Matchroom, and we don't know what his boxer situation is or what his Top Rank situation is. I don't disagree that, like, yeah, if you're going to go to 47 and you don't have a belt to fight for, then the money fight it is Conor Benn. That's a money fight. But is he out of contract? Is this his last fight with Top Rank? Is this his last fight with Boxer? Because if it ain't, that's a pipe dream. That shit ain't happening.
Wasn't he on like a 6-fight deal or something like that before?
Some fucking shit.
And who's to say the motherfucker don't pull a better be even get hurt after this fight?
That's another thing. He might hurt his foot again. It's a lot of shit. That's why if you Regis, which is what killed me, I'm like, if you Regis, you really talking about 3 fights. You already tried to fight Ramirez 2 times. That didn't go nowhere. You don't know if T.O. gonna fight you. And you don't know if Josh gonna fight you. You don't even know if Josh gonna stay at 140. So why would you lock yourself in to a long-term deal? You wouldn't. You got brains and he got brains. Like, no, I'm going to Matchroom, bro.
Well, even with Josh, I think, first of all, I think Regis said that Josh also might be coming up at the end of his contract with Top Rank. I think he mentioned that. But also, let's say Josh beats Teofimo. What's left for him at Top Rank?
Nothing.
Jose Ramirez is not going to rematch him. No way in hell.
But there's literally nothing there. This is gonna be a bad weight cut for Josh too.
Could be.
When's the last time he's made 40, Jules?
I'll say, look, I seen him in an interview today with Sky. He looked really healthy. I don't know. I like the energy in the interview that like yo, the dude looked like he's coming to fuck this kid up. And I like watching Teofimo get up, so shout out to that. I like
Taylor's gonna kick his ass. Watch.
Teofimo did it first, and he motivates even the greats.
Yeah, he motivates the greats, y'all. He started Undisputed. All that started with him. That started with him.
Boy.
Even though Crawford was already, even though Crawford and Usyk was already undisputed before him, and he never was undisputed. But whatever.
I go back to that footage. Him going up to Canelo's fight with all his belts is like a little kid going up to Hulk Hogan with his belts.
I said that
WrestleMania.
I said, like, yo, remember, you are at a Canelo fight, so you bringing the belts is premeditated. It's premeditated. You made a decision to come here with all these belts.
You brought the belts to the Canelo fight.
Yes,
he
bro.
Carrying all them shits around.
Wait,
he took a picture.
Wow.
Who? Lopez.
And Canelo probably felt sorry for the kid. Like, yeah, you could come up here.
But he's like Syndrome from The Incredibles.
That's wild, man. He dropped the belts with him.
Yo, he said Syndrome. I forgot that was that character name.
So
but
wait. So was he carrying him by himself, or did he have like a little posse with him to carry?
Yeah, like he always has like a little posse, and I'm
saying I was gonna say he'd look hella funny if he was doing it by himself.
His dad was in.
Arms are getting tired.
His dad was in front of him, holding the belts.
And yeah, it's like when you left the house, you left with 4 to 5 suitcases, one for the WBA, the WBC, the WBO, the WBA, and the IBF, and the Ring magazine. You left the house with 5 suitcases. So this was planned then. It would have had to have been, because I know you don't just walk around with all 5 belts all the time. I know you don't.
Bro, he goes to the toilet with it.
Really was on some nut
shit. Shower with it.
Doing some nut shit. Like, what's the matter with him? Like, bro, it's my fight. Why you here with the belts?
Stand shit.
He doesn't get aroused. He doesn't get aroused until he puts the belts around his wife.
Fucking
clout
weirdo,
chasing.
Man.
Look at that Canelo and going, see, I got him too.
Yeah, like it's just a lot of nut shit. Like fuck, you gonna go to the next man fight with your belts? What are you trying to do, bro? You at the next man fight with your belts? Like, what you about to challenge Canelo or some shit? What are you thinking, bro? And you lucky that Canelo was cool, because Canelo could have been like, yo, what the fuck is he doing? This is my fight.
You know what it was? Canelo granted him his Make-A-Wish. That's what it was.
No.
You know what it was?
Young Honduran child.
It was the Jamal Charlo before, because he's the great. He did it first, you know what I mean? So Teofimo called out Canelo first, and then Jamal Charlo did it. So he's the great.
That was the same energy too when Charlo came up to Bivol. Like, what is wrong with you, fam? Like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys these days? Like, you coming up to Bivol because he beat Canelo? Nobody believes you. You know that, right? That you should. The smartest thing you can do is shut the fuck up and try not to get noticed. Yeah, because you're gonna fight fucking Bivol, right? You scared to death of David Benavidez. You're gonna fight Bivol.
Why these guys, every time they talk in front of a camera, they're drunk? What's the reason?
Like Errol?
They all got
man, you should not fight Bivol. Like, bro, worry about your own division.
They're bad bitches.
He said undisputed. Remember that? For undisputed, and Bivol was like, "I'm not undisputed. Are you undisputed?" Because
he's smoking on his breath.
Wait, he thought he was.
What I want to know is why is Errol isn't even in any position to question what the fuck Canelo does, man? I'm like, if it's 3 belt holding asses, to shut the fuck up and fight Crawford already.
What he said?
I'm about advising Canelo not to take the man. Shut up. That's like, come on.
Man, send that motherfucker to the Betty Ford Center, bro. He has substance abuse problems. You're not just an alcoholic. We could tell you on Quaaludes and shit like that.
You saw his last interview?
He's in no shape to fight right now at all.
The man's in the Little Wayne diet.
And the American media, which is why I have very little respect for the American boxing scene and the American media. You let him. If this was the era of boxing that I grew up in, they would be burning him at the stake every day for not fighting Crawford. Like, bro, what the fuck are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Hey, bro, if you don't want to fight nobody, drop them belts, give one to Virgil, one to Ennis, let them fight, bro. Because you are wasting all our time.
You see,
even the boxing media, Jules, 10 years ago would have had fucking so much noise that Charlo would have been stripped.
Yeah,
you see Victor Conti said he's not enrolled in VADA testing.
I already knew that. Like, bro, I already know about Errol because everybody forgot that when the clean boxing program came out at first, he was one of the names they dropped because he wouldn't enroll in the program. It was him, David Hay, a couple of others. I got to look up the boxing scene article, but he was one of them.
He's got gyno.
Bro, he got something, bro.
They found a
He wants to go to buy the
Every time they say about they talk about undisputed runs, they talk trash about Terence Crawford, they talk trash about Canelo Alvarez, and they have Errol Spence has had a legit undisputed run, a 5-year undisputed run.
Exactly, a 5-year tour. A 5-year tour, bro. It took you 5 fucking years to get 3 belts. You know it took Canelo. Wait, you know it took Canelo 11 months to get 4. 11 months. Oh, it's because he's the cash cow. Okay, it took Josh Taylor a little over a year. Close to 2 to become undisputed. Usyk, little over a year, close to 2. It didn't take 5 years. You have 3 belts, and that took 5 years.
Bro,
that's
Canelo
fucking ridiculous.
Canelo could have done it. Hold on. Canelo could have done it in 7 months if this bitch ass fucking Caleb Plant didn't run away.
That's true. It would have been faster if Caleb didn't keep reneging and shit and be like, no, yeah, motherfucker. It would have been faster. It actually would have been faster.
Now, I got to ask you, you just dated us with the Gilligan's Island theme. Marianne or Ginger, Jules?
Ginger, always Ginger. Whenever there is a Ginger. Shit, that's an easy choice.
I know, I agree with you.
I know, bro. Hey,
Marianne did have them hips and them Daisy Dukes, and I know you love
Marianne beat her in the long run too, man. The age was not good to Ginger at all, bro. That's why I think Marianne would have been.
Ginger hit that wall, bro. She did. I ain't going front. She did hit that wall, but you talking about when they was on the island, right? When they was on the island.
Yeah, when they was on the island.
Prime. When they was Optimus Prime. All right, so
I bet you the professor hit both those too.
He probably was, man. Gilligan wasn't getting no ass. Shit.
Hell no.
It should have been the professor's island to be real. But
Gilligan or the skipper wasn't getting no ass.
Why the fuck was it called Gilligan's Island? He was a fucking moron. Like, I don't understand. Like, why would it be his island? He's an idiot.
Funny, we old, bro. We old as shit.
Yo, MASH at 12 a.m., bro.
Oh, I love MASH. I used to watch that all the time.
Did you watch Hunter and Magnum PI too?
Bro, Magnum PI, Hawaii 5-0, Knight Rider. Kung Fu, the legend continues with David Carradine.
No, late night Ismael Barroso Talks.
Yeah, we old.
What about Airwolf?
The original Kung Fu series was the best, man.
Fantasy Island.
Yeah.
Oh, with Ricardo the plan, boss.
Hey, did you guys ever watch That's My Mama or What's Happening?
What's Happening? I remember. What's Happening? 227.
That's My Mama.
Sanford and Son.
Sanford and Son is a given. That's an easy one.
Oh, I love Sanford and Son.
Obviously, Family Matters, Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Remember Perfect Strangers?
Hey, I don't know about you. Yep. I don't know about you guys, but late Saturday night, the Benny Hill show and then Creature Feature.
That's my shit.
What about you know who had the hot chicks though? Remember Step by Step? All the daughters was hot. Especially Al.
Yeah. Yo, it's weird. Got the bitches, right, fellas?
My fucking kid loves watching Step. I'm like, why do you like all these old sitcoms? And I swear,
good times, man.
Good, yeah, but that's a given. It's like, certain ones is a given, like Married with Children, Simpsons. That one is a given. But I'll say a cult classic was Dinosaurs. I'm the baby, gotta love me.
Yeah. Guys,
that one was good.
Talking about things that happened a long time ago, I want to talk about Errol Spence's undisputed career.
Hey, Leo, that's pre-COVID. That's pre-COVID.
Dude, that is what I want to ask. How many things have been happening, not in boxing, in the boxing world, in the world in general, since Errol Spence begun?
A global conflict and a global pandemic has gone by.
Bro, there have been two. There have been two. I think there were at least, because didn't he start out when there was SARS, right? Initially, SARS was around when he started, when he fought Kell Brook. Swan flu, bird flu, the Bush administration, Ebola, the Bush administration, the Obama administration, the motherfucker, obviously.
Grab her by the pussy, Trump administration.
The Trump administration. Obviously, COVID, right? Elon Musk, electric cars. The Black Knight is circling the planet. If y'all don't know what the Black Knight is, look it up. It's very fucking scary. Those is my cousins up there watching y'all, motherfuckers.
This dude got a Mayan calendar resume.
For real, B. Like, yo, for real. Like, Errol Spence is like a time capsule, bro. And the time it's taking this man to get just 3 belts, bro. Mad shit didn't happen, bro.
Bro, do you know that is
every other eclipse?
Bro, fuck all that. Do you know that his box rec is read in Aramaic?
Bro, if you hold up Errol Spence's resume backwards up to a mirror, it'll show you where the Ark of the Covenant is, bro.
No, his box rec is on a stone tablet.
He said his box rec is written in Aramaic.
On the stone tablet.
Motherfucker said his box rack is written in Cyrillic on cuneiform tablets. Oh shit, bro.
Jules was there when Jesus got crucified.
Bro, it's taking this
How
dude
long I've been waiting for that goddamn fight.
half a century to get 3 belts, bro. Just 3 belts.
Jules, in all seriousness, if he doesn't fight Bud, honestly, what the fuck does he do next with his career? What is it to do?
I honestly, look, he could go up to say junior middleweight, right? Because this is what I think they would do. Mendoza just beat Fundora, right? Mendoza, good serviceable fighter. So I don't actually think Jamel is going to come back to 154. And even if he does, he won't fight Tim Tszyu. I think he's on his way out. And the play would probably be to put Errol in the ring with Mendoza for WBC interim status, so that he could then be elevated to full champion. The thing is that even with that, there are no more money fights. This is the only one. There's no more money fights, because you're not going to do what you need to do to be in money fights. Like, the Tim Tszyu could be a huge money fight, a Tim Tszyu fight in Australia, but you motherfuckers don't want to travel. You think you're special. So that's out. So
like, this is what I think. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, finish.
Yeah, if we take Tim Tszyu out of it, who getting money at junior middle?
Yeah, I just want to say this. Here's what I think that Errol Spence should do, right? He should team up with Wilder and do a stoner flick called "Dude, Where's My Balls?" after the failure of not having been involved in their biggest fight of their careers, man.
Bro, that's what I think they should do. That's the PBC model, bro. That's the remnants of what Al Heyman's initial plan was to create a biosphere where these fighters would be sustainable unto themselves. And what he don't understand is you don't control all the pieces on the board in boxing. And the real wisdom of like Bob Arum is that he never has it all riding on one fighter. No. Terrence was great, right? God bless him. I'm a big Terrence Crawford fan. Everybody knows that. But Bob didn't have it all riding on Terrence. Right behind Terrence, he had Shakur Stevenson and all these other kids coming up, and then he signs all these other kids. He never has all his eggs in one basket. Whereas with the PBC, you could see that there was a focus on some fighters. And it's like, yo, what do you got it all riding on these guys? So what if they start losing? Because you know that most boxers don't retire undefeated. You know that, right?
Bro,
most
that's
boxers.
But also look at
PBC
their new guard.
blueprint.
Their new guard is fucking Rolly Romero. Like, he's the
Bro,
one
their new
inheriting
Their new
Isaac
guard
Cruz.
was Joey Spencer, Raya. That was the new guard.
Chris Colbert.
Chris Colbert.
Oh,
30-year.
dear God.
The new guard is 30-year-old Frank Martin.
Just landmines, bro.
New guard, bro.
Fuck.
Bro, the only boxers will go to PBC on talent, bro. It's just who wants, favors. And boxers like Rolly, bro. That's the only people are going to go to PBC.
Like that's literally the new guard, though. That's like that. Yeah, Fundora was part of the new guard. That's fucked
Might as well
up.
add Swarms to the mix.
Bro, like those were the guys intended to carry the PBC banner into the next generation. Those guys. Now Rayo lost, right? 2 times. Chris lost. Fundora got knocked the fuck out. We saw what happened to Joey Spencer. Oh wait, they got Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee.
Bruh.
That's the new guard, bro. The next
he is
wave.
a tune-up for like Kenny Sims, to be honest. That's
Kenny
how
Sims,
bad he is.
Kenny Sims is part of the new guard. You know he over there now, right?
Nah, he's not. I don't think he signed though.
Well, his last fight was there though. I know that. His last fight was on a PBC show last weekend. He was.
Is he though?
No, he was over there. Like he over there.
Oh, that's type sad then. I'm not gonna lie, but shout out to Kenny at least. No, he's a cool
I ain't knocking Kenny, but I think he over there though. But that's the new guard, bro. That those like when you look at Top Rank, them motherfuckers got a fleet, bro. They got a fleet of guys, man.
Bro, an armada.
Word, like they got like who seen Troy when all them ships came to Troy? That's the fuck they got, yo. Man, motherfuckers coming through, fucking everything up.
But Jules, I was led to believe that Bobby Arum doesn't promote black fighters. Why do they all sign with them though?
Well, I always said that lawsuit wasn't gonna go anywhere, and like, yo, you know what's beautiful about getting old, villain? You have what the young guys don't have: patience.
No, according to Teofimo, that's all he does.
No, it's not even knowledge. It's the patience to say. It's the patience to let people talk, let them be passionate, and you know that all that shit you're saying about, oh, he's gonna get Bob now. None of that shit is gonna happen. Just you wait.
Bro, I'll go call a racist because I said that's a bad move.
Just like the Kinahan shit I said. That you know that was over a year ago. I want to find that guy that was so mad at me. I gotta go on Twitter. I gotta find him. Like, so did they extradite him yet? I fucking told you. He's so fucking mad at me over. And all I was saying was, unless the UAE is going to cooperate with the United States government or the people in Ireland, this is much ado about nothing. Unless they're going to cooperate, their police force is going to work in tandem with them to extradite him and get him somewhere so he can stand trial. The court date, the investigation, all of it. It doesn't mean shit. It's just shit to write in the paper. There's not going to be an arrest. Nothing is going to happen. It's been well over a year. Shit.
So, Jules, are you saying all they've done is accomplished with this is just fuck up a bunch of fights for everybody?
I would say who the PBC?
No, what's it called? The government with the whole Kinahan shit.
No, I would say that what they did, because this is what that was, and me and Drew have talked about this plenty of times. See, Daniel was getting big enough that he wanted to expand his area of operations to America. So what they did successfully do is limit his area of operations. Like, he can't operate here, even though I believe he is, but that's another story. But he can't operate here the way that he was before. He's not free to do that anymore. He started stepping on toes. He tried to poach Jojo Diaz, which is when shit hit the fan. According to Bob Arum, he tried to use bully tactics on him as well. So what they essentially did was, he can't operate in America, but here's the thing. Even though he wanted to, he wasn't operating here anyway. His main area of operations is Europe, Dubai. That's where he really operates. So you stopping him from operating in an area that he doesn't really operate in that much yet, what does that really do?
I wonder if any of these Twitter like Richie robbers signed up for the bounty.
I think that the whole thing with boxing and the whole thing with all of that was an effort to find a good way to launder money. I believe that he's probably found another way by now. By now, yeah, because that's what it was all about, using MTK to launder money. Now, we know that MTK, Probellum is just MTK by another name. That's all that was, right? And now Probellum has gone under. And they turned it into Disrupt Boxing, but a lot of people have jumped ship. Like even Richard Schaefer jumped ship. He's based out of Canada now. He's with a different outfit. And I just think that the extent of Daniel Kinahan's endeavor into boxing was to launder money. But I believe, look, you can find other ways to launder money, especially in Dubai. It's a hub for criminals like him and like me. So he'll find something else.
That's why I'm there.
Dubai is not for ordinary people. It's for people like me and Sawab. Like it's not. That shit ain't because you got a couple of OZs or you got a couple of bricks. My dick, bitch. A lot of motherfuckers got a couple of bricks. That place is not for regular motherfuckers. You know what I mean? So, shit, motherfucker. Really, I think certain motherfuckers shouldn't even be allowed to go over there. That is a hub for criminals like me and Sawab. That's where we belong. That's our Shangri-La. That's our Garden of Eden.
Allegedly, Jules.
Shh. I'm saying? Shout out to my man Will. You could make anybody undefeated with angling. I could pull up a video of Michael Moorer beating a guy who was 6'1", real, undefeated, but untested. That's so true. The great Lou DiBellio once said, I could get a ham sandwich to 21-0. He said that.
That's hilarious.
He said that.
Hey,
But
Jules,
yeah.
so is Crawford's lawsuit dismissed or is it still going on?
Feels like it's in limbo. We haven't heard anything in a while. I mean, I don't. The last I heard, they were having it moved to a different kind of court. That was the last thing I heard, but that was literally months ago. And looking at Crawford's situation now, I'm like, how preoccupied is he with that lawsuit?
The word around the campfire, at least here in Omaha, is that it quietly went away. It disappeared.
Maybe they gave him an incentive to make it disappear.
Yeah. The thing is that it's all become very hush hush, and you don't hear about it anymore. So the idea is that it was again, this is alleged that it all is just slowly but surely just drifted away in the night, not to be heard from again.
I mean, that's like Austin Trout's lawsuit. Some of you may have forgotten that in circa 2015, 2016, Austin Trout launched a lawsuit against the WBO because they outright removed him from their rank standings. And, he was going to sue them and he was going to cripple them. And it all sounds fantastic. And it didn't go anywhere. Like most of these lawsuits, the only guy who ever came close to crippling an alphabet organization was Rochigliani. He almost bankrupted the WBC. That's the only guy that came close. And I think that all the other alphabet organizations, they probably paid attention to that, like, yo, we need to rewrite our bylaws to protect ourselves because we don't want to go through that shit. You know what I mean? Graziano Rochigliani, they took his WBC title, gave it to Roy, even though he legitimately won it. They took it from him, gave it to Roy, and just fucked him. And he took their ass to court.
I'm kind of confused about that, though. I don't understand. What was like the point? What did you think you were gonna do by like? I feel like that was something that was kind of like meant to happen. There's no way you were just gonna casually take someone's title.
You know what
and
it was?
Give it to someone else.
Roy said that he was gonna go up in weight, but then he doubled back. Now, in that moment between him saying that he was gonna go up in weight and doubling back, the title went vacant. Rochigliani won it. I forgot which fight it was, but he won the title. Michael Nunn. Then Roy moves back down, and they just said, "Oh, fuck you. Well, fuck you. Rochigli, what? Fuck you. Give it back to Roy. It's fucked up."
Didn't Tank Davis get his 130 belt like that as well?
Yes.
Kind of. Like, no, actually, yeah. Wait, the 130 WBA, yeah, he did.
Oh, sorry, WBA.
Yeah. Because 9 months before they let him fight for the Super, Alberto Machado beat Jezreel Corrales. Jezreel had blew the weight ahead of the fight, so the title was vacant. He couldn't win it, but obviously Alberto can still win it, and he won the fight. He won the fight by way of knockout, and they let him. He was the only champion for 9 months, but 9 months after the Jezreel Corrales fight, the WBA demotes Alberto Machado, makes a WBA super title for Gervonta. They let him fight Jesus Cuellar for it, a featherweight who was coming off a loss to Abner Mares and 2 years of inactivity, and that is how Gervonta became a WBA champion.
Cutting corners.
I
swear to God, I hate the Tank fans so much because I remember when when the verdict came out that he was on house arrest for 90 days or whatever, I swear I saw some of them say, "Ah, man, he just can't win out here, bro. He's been winning for fucking years."
I just feel like a piece of shit is gonna identify with a piece of shit. I think he's a piece of shit, and I think that if you look past all of that because of what? Because he from your block, man, fuck your block. I don't give a fuck about your block. The fuck I look like? That shit don't mean nothing to me. Because you was poor and he was poor. I don't care. Like, I don't know why motherfuckers think they appealing to some shit, but I don't care. The fuck you think? He's poor. We were all fucking. I think most of this panel was poor. Call me crazy. I know I was. You guys were poor, right?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. I'm sorry. I'm middle class.
I grew up
poor.
poor.
I remember food stamps.
I respect what you said. Because you could have said yes, but you I fuck with shit like that. Fuck with shit like that. I know I was poor. Government cheese in the brown box. Yes, I was poor.
Yeah, I had that before too.
Sorry, man. My family was millionaires at the time, but when they lost half of it.
Food stamps.
You had brown dollar bills?
Brown dollar bills. I believe that the fives were green, and I think the 20s were blue, or was it the other way around? But yeah, food stamps.
I am middle class in Chile.
Shout out to my man Leo, middle class.
Hey man, Jules, my dad became a millionaire in Afghanistan because of the American money. Thanks to you lot.
I'm mad at it. Free enterprise, capitalism works for some, not for others. Play the game, you might win, you might lose. It is what it is. But I'm just saying that I noticed that motherfucker will bring up some shit like a motherfucker was poor, and he from the block, I don't care. He's a scumbag. I don't like him. If his boxing career, being real with you, if he was fighting the people that I want him to fight, I could honestly look past it. And I would say, look, I'm not here to judge his character. I just enjoy his fights. Then I could at least say that. But I can't say that because I don't even have that. No, I don't enjoy your fights. Most of them suck. You only fight people that suck. So I don't have nothing good to say. Shit. At least, Floyd had a lot of outside the ring issues as well, but at least you could say, oh, look, Floyd was fighting people. He was fighting people like he was, though, And when you see, that's how I know that, look, this is just what the face of boxing goes through. What Floyd went through is what Canelo is going through. It's the same thing, no matter how many champions he fought, because it wasn't one specific guy or some shit like that. He was never going to satisfy everybody. You see what I mean? That they'll still bring up Margarito and they'll still bring up Paul Williams before the accident, before he was bound to a wheelchair. It's like, no matter what, they're going to hate you. That's where Canelo is right now. No matter what. I'm telling you, he could go in there in September, fight David Benavidez, beat him. They won't be happy. They'll just jump on from David Benavidez to David Morrell. And if by some chance he beat David Morrell, they'll just, you lost to Bivol. So you're not going to give him credit for the people that he fought? Not going to give him credit? No, because that's the point. No matter what he does, you're not going to give him credit. So who the fuck cares what you think? You made up your mind already. Shit, I used to be a big Canelo hater. He made me a believer. I used to be a big Canelo hater, man.
That's the reason I don't like Demetrius Andrade. I really don't, because this is 2023. These are trying times, and I think most people are not familiar with boxing. So if they understand what does it mean to fight Canelo, the amount of money you are gonna get, I think 99% of the people will fight Canelo and get knocked the fuck out and get millions of dollars. But most of the people are not fighters. So I can understand a fighter. Maybe you're fighting for legacy. Maybe you're fighting against Canelo because you want to prove that you are the best, and you also have the money. But Demetrius Andrade looks more and more and more like a regular guy looking for a payday, nothing more. Because your career doesn't reflect that you're a competitor.
He's not a competitor. See, there were competitors out there. My homegirl, Katie Taylor. She could have fought anybody, gentlemen. She could have fought a ham sandwich on Saturday and sold out that shit because it was just about her coming home. She chose somebody that could fucking beat her. That's a competitor. Canelo didn't have to go to light heavyweight. Motherfuckers talk about that shit like everybody's just shooting up to light heavyweight. All these motherfuckers that you like won't set a little toe at 175. Not Andrade.
Nah.
Not Charlo. Not Benavidez. You say, oh, Sergey was washed. What was David Lemieux? If the fucking Sergey, if you telling me the Sergey Canelo fought was washed, cool. What was the Lemieux that David Benavidez fought? What was the Demetrius that Charlo fought? What was that? Oh, Desmond Nicholson, prime Nicholson, right? Fuck out of here.
Every time they call out Canelo,
and like you said,
just them
Jules,
shaking a cup.
I'm at the point now with the American boxing scene. I'm not buying no fights that aren't at the level of Haney Loma, and I ain't going to no fights unless I need a passport. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm stealing everything else now.
No, I ain't gonna steal shit. I'm still there is still fights in the American market that are for later on for this year that I am excited about. Like Oscar Valdez is gonna fight Adam Lopez for the second time this weekend, right? That's en route to the Navarrete fight. That's gonna be a motherfucker.
Is it free?
That's gonna be
Yeah. That's free.
That's gonna be what? I mean, I don't think that's gonna be a pay-per-view. You think?
No, it's free. No, that's what I'm saying. It's free. It'll be free. Nope.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Fights on those levels, I'll happily pay for. But everything else, I need to see high-level pugilism going forward.
And yeah, there is a difference between PBC fights and real fights. Them shits, I said it that like I be watching them shits sometimes. I'm like, that shit not real.
That's WWE.
The Ugas Spence fight. I bet like that shit.
Bro, I'm not trying to shit on them, but like you ever notice that there's kind of like pull punches a bit?
Yeah.
All the time, bro. If you really like been in the gyms, you see that shit. And with Loma and Haney, minus the weight cut for Haney, it's a 50-50 fight because Loma has a skill set that Haney's never seen, and he's gonna make Haney do something no other fighter had to do: adjust in between rounds.
Yeah, I mean
because that 1-2 shit's not gonna work.
That's like high level boxing, bro. Like we got our gripes with Top Rank, but yeah, that's a high level boxing match, bro. That's what the fuck that shit is. When Oscar Valdez fights Navarrete, that's a high level boxing match, man. All right, I ain't Rolly on a Saturday like yo, B. But you know what? It was fun. I can't even lie. When Barroso knocked him down, that shit was dope, bro. That shit was great. Like,
we didn't got the result, but we got comedy out of it, right?
Yeah, we got some good laughs out there. Shit, we damn sure.
Socialism strength, yo.
I don't know, Julius, if you think the same, but look, I think we can all agree, and I want to speak for everyone here, that this is all Al Heyman's did. This is Al Heyman's plan, and I almost hoping for him to do like, okay, let's say this year you catch up with like $10 million with all these mediocre fights. I'm hoping for you to debunk the PBC and move to the Bahamas or somewhere else and run with the money. I'm hoping from that because this is your plan to stay with Showtime? Really? I mean, this is gonna work?
It can't. Like, there's no way it can. Like, the guys that they were invested in, all these guys are in their 30s now. They are. Like, the Charlos are in their 30s. Spence is in his 30s. Thurman's in his 30s. Danny is in his 30s. Laura's damn near 40. Like, Ortiz is in his 50s. Wilder's almost 40. What do you have for the next?
Brandon Figueroa.
And a lot of them are old for their age, because a lot of them are drunks. They get into car wrecks and shit. They don't live the lifestyle, so.
Yeah, like fucking Frankie Sanchez is in his mid-20s.
I hope Carmel Moulton listen. I'm hoping Carmel Moulton listens to this show just to avoid the PBC. Carmel Moulton,
the amateur guy that's just starting to fight with Mayweather.
Oh, well, shit, man.
He's fucked.
He's fucked. I mean, he's fucked. But yeah, shit. So look, on that note, I'm going to sleep. My throat is raspy. I'll see y'all. I'm probably gonna go live again in the week, but I'm definitely going live this weekend. All Saturday. Katie Taylor, Chantel Cameron, Devin Haney, Lomachenko. I haven't picked yet, man. Why y'all keep pressuring?
Just wait for the weigh-in edition.
Hold on. What I want you to do is upload that goddamn video because I am here for your opinion, and that's why I'm here. Because you give it to us straight.
It's gonna be weigh-in.
Why are we pressuring you? Because you're the boxing guy. That's why we're pressuring you. Goddamn.
Hey,
so are you motherfuckers.
Hey, Jules, you got another super chat, man.
No, I know. I'm about to pull it up right now. Shout out to Will. What age does a man start to decline again? Mid-30s, yeah. Mid-30s. Metabolism slow down, lose muscle tone. That's why you got to start. Listen, you got to get on your gym shit, man. Hey, use it or lose it once you in your mid-30s. So, gentlemen, I'll see you on the next one.
And if you're Rolly Romero, you're from Beth.
Yeah. On the next one.
Later.
Good night.